Good evening, my lovely followers. It's your queen, Tara. We are back. It's the start of a new week. I'm glad to be talking with you guys again. I missed you over the weekend. Like, I did drop a few cat videos on TikTok for you, but that's pretty much it. I haven't really done very much this weekend. I am so glad to be back. Like, I've missed you guys. And I am back to make yet another awesome video. Maybe the one that finally makes this channel go viral. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna keep doing it though. I'm gonna keep making videos on this channel and hoping they go viral. But anyway, I am back. And let's talk about the current state of the world and how the orange fascist in Washington, you know, the tangerine tyrant, Donald Trump, the Fuhrer, the pumpkin Fuhrer, he wants to increase the military budget. Remember that lie he told when he got elected, that there would be no new wars? That he was going to end the forever wars? Well, apparently that was complete bullcrap because he hasn't actually done it. Not only has he not ended the forever wars as he promised, he has actually increased funding for them. He just increased the military budget to 1.5 trillion. He just added another $500 billion to the Green ISIS's budget. And that was after launching an illegal attack on Venezuela. And now he wants to potentially steal Greenland and conquer it. And potentially also attack Mexico and Cuba. So it's safe to say that our leader has lost his mind. Our leader has lost his ever-loving mind. He has gone insane in the membrane. He absolutely has. We have an insane fascist in office. You know, people talked about Joe Biden's mental state back when he was president. And to be honest, I kind of agree with them. But like, at least Joe Biden wasn't an insane homicidal warmonger who wants to invade a sovereign country and kidnap their president and threaten Greenland and do all these things that he promised us he wouldn't do. And he still has the support of many of his idiot supporters, you know? Many of the stupid people. The idiot chucklehead rednecks who will support him no matter what. No matter how much he lies to them. No matter how many promises he breaks. They're still going to bend the knee, spread their cheeks, and support him. Because honestly, I don't think they know any other way. I'm not quite sure what the topic of this video is. I think I'm just going to talk about like the warmongers in general. And how our country is controlled by the Zionist lobby and the oligarchs. We're controlled by international jewelry. And it's weighing quite heavily on us. Like, we can't, everyday Americans can barely afford groceries. Our roads are crumbling. Our infrastructure is downright crappy. Jobs are hard to come by. We lose half our income to the government so they can send it overseas to Israel and other foreign countries. And launder it through CIA-controlled projects like what was the one that they tried to shut down, that Elon was going to shut down? USAID. The CIA money laundering organization that wants to take more of our tax dollars. You know, oh, USAID sounds so noble on the surface, you know. Like, oh, we're just going to help all the dirt poor people in the third world. Like, nope. It's actually CIA money. It's actually part of the military-industrial complex. They're not doing this for noble reasons. It's not a charity. They're just building their empire. And they're helping these people, but they're helping them with strings attached. They're helping them with strings attached. They give these dirt poor countries money and aid, but in exchange for that, like, if those countries have like a rare earth elements or oil, like, the United States gets to harvest those. They get to be in charge of harvesting those resources. So yeah, that's what US aid is in reality. US aid is just the empire. It's just the empire exchanging favors to keep themselves in power for a little bit longer. Because they're losing to China. Because China gives pretty much the same thing with a lot less strings attached to their Belt and Road Initiative. And the fascists in Washington just can't compete with that. They can't compete with China because China actually offers them something real. China doesn't just do it so their empire can continue. Anytime the United States does so-called charity, it's just so they can continue to grow their empire and continue to enrich the billionaire class at the expense of everyone else on the planet. That's literally what it is. It's like undeniable, my lovely followers. Anyway, I also wanted to talk about the Zionists, international jewelry, the hook-nosed mafia, this group of people who, continually are a thorn in the side of civilization, throughout history they've done this. Okay, if you had a friend who was, a troublemaker and he got into fights, and he got kicked out of 109 bars because he kept walking up and randomly punching people in the face for no reason, then yeah, you would quit hanging out with that friend, wouldn't you? If they got thrown out of 109 bars because they always start the fight, then you'd stop hanging out with them if you had any brains, because you would realize that they're the problem. That the majority of them are the problem. Well, that's the same thing with the juice. That's the same thing with the juice, with international jewelry. It's I'm not saying it's all of them, but it's at least 60%. It's at least half. What they interviewed, American Jews, and they said only, 40% of them said they were against Israel. 40% of them said they were against the genocide in Gaza. I mean, that's great, but it's still, less than half. So that means that at least 60% of them, of the Jews, of international jewelry, support the genocide. At least 60%, over half. And maybe it's time we do something. Maybe it's time we, instead of sending ICE after, random people and your peaceful neighbors and the immigrants who come here and pick our crops, instead of sending them after them, why don't we send them after the Zionists? Why don't we deport the 60% of Zionists who support a foreign apartheid state? Why don't we do that? Because the international jewelry problem is a much worse problem than illegal immigrants. I have a solution for illegal immigrants too, but we'll discuss that in another video. But we need to I don't know, we need to expel these people from our society. We need to deport them. We need ICE to round them up and deport them. These Zionists. Because they're a problem, because they keep paying our government. Especially these billionaires, especially these Zionist billionaires, like the one I mentioned in my video a few videos ago, the one who bought Cabela's and then shut it down and deprived thousands of Americans of good paying jobs in the process. Yeah, those people don't need to be part of our society. It's just like the painter once said. It's like any society that allows these people to be a majority, they form a group within a group. They have a rootless international clique. They pretty much work to help their own people at the expense of everyone else. That's what they do in any society where they have power. Where international jewelry has power. Where triple parentheses they has power. That's what the painter said. Yeah. Zionism. Zionists are literally destroying our society. They are. They're behind everything. Like, look up Marian Adelson, who bankrolled the orange fascist, who spent like millions of dollars getting him elected so he would do her bidding. That's who controls our government. That's who controls our foreign policy. Is international jewelry. Is the Zionist lobby. That's why we were in Venezuela, because Venezuela was selling oil. Venezuela was sending oil to Iran. That's why. That's why we've invaded their country and now want to dictate who they can trade their oil to. And America wants to act like we're God or something. And we have the ability to tell sovereign nations who they can and can't trade with, or else. That's what America does. America is the world bully. America is evil. We're the evil empire. And we bully and belittle the rest of the world into complying with us, even if it goes against their interests. And then we wonder why everybody hates us. Like, yeah, they hate us for a reason. And honestly, a lot of people inside the US who live here also hate the empire. Like, they hate it just as much as these third worlders do that we screw over. Because we're tired of it. We're tired of paying all this taxes to foreign countries and not getting anything. We get nothing. Like, our roads are crumbling. Our prices are skyrocketing. We can't afford to live. You're going to be stuck with your parents till you're 30. You know, you may be stuck with them forever. You may be stuck with them for the rest of your life. Like, you're never going to be able to get out of the house. You're never going to be able to have your own space and your own life. The economy is utterly broken. The dollar is losing its value every day. Like, we're screwed. Like, we don't have a future. And it's thanks to international jewelry. It's thanks to these people who come here and hijack our country and bribe our politicians to make these decisions that are harmful to us. And they ignore our needs. They ignore our needs at home. They ignore what the average person actually wants to live like a happy, satisfying life. And to be able to have a house, a roof over their head, and a car, and the basic American dream. But we've lost that. No, we didn't lose it. It was stolen from us. It was stolen from us by a small cabal of hook-nosed war criminals who are taking our society hostage. And international jewelry is not the only group that's at fault here. They're just like one of the major ones. Like, there's other groups that are also part of the problem. You know, the oligarchs mainly. And also to a lesser extent the Papist Church. But like, once again, I'll have to talk about the Papist Church in a whole nother video. Because that's its own topic. As to why I'm so against them. But, like, I think this video was honestly just so we could discuss the Zionist elephant in the room. Because it's massive and everyone sees it. And, like, they're ruining our society. It's like they are behind everything. It's like gun control. Oh, a Zionist is behind it, Michael Bloomberg. BlackRock, the ones buying up the houses and making it impossible for young people to afford homes. Oh yeah, guess what? The CEO of BlackRock is yet another member of the Hook Nose Club. Yet another Zionist. Yet another member of international jewelry. And if you point these things out, if you point how the CEOs of all the companies that are making our lives hard and backing these things that are harmful to our society, that go against our values, our traditional values here, that are trying to strip away the things that make us, that make us unique from the rest of the world, they're trying to strip all that away. I wouldn't be surprised, I can't confirm this, but I'm pretty sure they're probably involved with the hemp ban too. I haven't looked into that yet, so I can't officially confirm that. But yeah, we have a massive Zionist problem, an oligarch problem in America. We have a problem with the Zionist lobby and the billionaire class. You know, I didn't used to be this anti-billionaire. Like, I used to be a right-winger. I used to be, like, more right than center. And used to think, like, we against taxing the billionaires. But now I think I agree with the left. Like, I get it. I get why they want, like, a 99% tax on billionaires. I get it. And maybe we should. Maybe we should have a 99% tax on billionaires. Maybe that's a good idea if we had the right government. If we had leaders who we could trust to actually carry this out and only enforce it on the 1% and not all the rest of us. Because let's be real, the billionaire class are the problem. The billionaire class and the Zionist lobby are probably two of the biggest problems we have in this country. That are actively destroying our lives. They're actively making it harder for you and I to live the lives we want to live and escape our parents' house and just get out there and have a life and a roof over our head and a good paying job and access to education that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. And we're being destroyed for that. They want to start garnishing your wages if you owe on your student loan debts. And they wonder why young people aren't patriotic anymore. They wonder why young people are not patriotic for a system that has thrown them overboard in favor of a foreign apartheid state. Because our system is run by a bunch of wackaloons. Our system is run by the billionaire class and their puppets, the evangelical Zionist retards, and various other groups. And yeah, let's just admit the painter was right about most of them, you know. Not all of them. There is a minority within their group that are decent people. But let's just be real, the painter was right. The painter was right about most of them. And World War II was a mistake. I've already made a video that says World War II is a mistake, but like I'm doubling down on that here. We fought the wrong side. Like just looking at how Europe is now and how our country is now, like we definitely backed the wrong side. It was not in any way, shape, or form worth it. Anyway, I think I'm going to slowly bring this to a close. I'm sorry about the video Friday. It wasn't my best work. Like I said then, I had a headache and I wasn't really feeling my best. So, yeah. I'll try to give you guys a better video next Friday. I'll be more chipper. I'll be more excited. Not quite sure what we're going to talk about yet, but whatever it is, I'll try to make it fun for you. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Please like and subscribe and all that streamer stuff. Thank you for your support, especially if you watch till the end of the video. Thank you so much for your support. I'm glad you're here with me. I love making this content for you. And look, I'm not saying that all of them are bad. Let me just say I'm not an anti-Semite. I don't think all of them are bad. I just think it's like most of them. And like, I'm justified in that belief because the statistics back me up. Okay, guys? Like, the statistics back me up on that. So yeah. Like, to those within the movement, within Judaism that like are against Zionism, like, I applaud you, I support you, like, you should keep doing the work you're doing. Like, but like, let's be real, like, we have an international jewelry problem in this country, you know? And that's not to say that an entire group is supposed to be labeled as evil. I'm not saying that. Like, please understand. I'm just saying we gotta call a spade, you know? At some point in time, we gotta recognize who the problem is and accurately say that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Please like and subscribe. Don't twist my words. Don't misunderstand what I'm trying to say. You know? And enjoy the rest of your week. Hope all of you have good, productive weeks. And we're out.